The Canary Islands, June 22, 1976. Two crew members aboard a Spanish Navy patrol ship, the Atrevida, report seeing a white light that seemed to come out of the island of Tenerife, hover in the air above the ocean before moving away towards the airport. As it approached the airspace near the airport, it began to increase in intensity and change to a bluish color. Witnesses reported a halo forming around the object. After a few minutes, the object divided in two, leaving a small piece below that formed a bluish cloud. The upper piece took an erratic, spiraling path before it disappeared. Only a few minutes later, at 9:30 p.m., something incredible occurred over the island of Gran Canaria. Several credible witnesses corroborated the incident with astonishing additional details. The most notable was a taxi driver and his passenger, Dr. Francisco Padron Leon, who both reported a large luminous sphere with two beings inside. The doctor's testimony stated that he saw a bright spherical object hovering off the ground and 30 meters in radius. Dr. Leon claimed the sphere to be transparent. Inside were two humanoid figures, 8 to 10 feet tall, wearing red suits and something like helmets on their heads. In total astonishment, he asked the driver of the taxi if he too could see what he was seeing. Indeed he could, and joined the doctor in shock at the sight before them. Dr. Leon noticed a bluish smoke coming out from a tube at the center of the object. Within moments, the object grew in size as tall as a 20-story building. When asked by investigators how he felt upon seeing the object and beings, he said he did not feel afraid, but felt at peace, wanting to go to them. The taxi driver was also interviewed. He said the figures were dressed in red, similar to something worn by a diver. Drawings within the case file show this appears to be a full bodysuit, covering the head with a hole for their face. The driver even described their appearance as thin and Swedish looking. The spherical object appeared to be made of a transparent glass, the driver stated. The lower third of the sphere was an aluminium-like platform that appeared metal with 3 large consoles. On either side stood the two huge figures, 2 to 3 meters, or 8 to 10 feet tall. The doctor noted the strange morphology of the beings, with slightly elongated necks. The hands appeared to be like the tip of an arrow, assuming to have been gloved. Other witnesses included a teacher who reported seeing a completely transparent circle, appearing as 3 times the size of the moon to him. A police officer in a nearby town told of seeing a red glowing object shaped like the tip of an arrow. A woman 20 miles away said she had been sitting in her home with the TV off. She looked out her window and saw a large transparent bluish ball. Inside, she notes 2 tall figures like men. The time between the Navy personnel witnessing the glowing object rise from the island of Tenerife to those on the neighboring island, Gran Canaria, was 3 minutes. If the object was in fact the same, it would have had to travel at an estimated speed of 1,200 miles per hour to cover the 60 miles distance. Investigators into the case concluded it was of totally unknown origin. Who could these Swedish-looking individuals have been? There have been numerous reports and close encounters with tall Nordic-looking beings throughout the modern UFO era. Most notably is that from Travis Walton, who was taken on board a craft and witnessed seeing blonde-haired human-looking beings on board, working alongside the commonly encountered 4 feet tall greys with large heads and eyes. The Canary Islands UFO incident is a well-documented, highly credible close encounter of the third kind. We are certainly not alone